I know so much of this video I'm going to have to edit out because I've been a disaster area tonight. Hi everyone, I hope you're well. It is a Saturday night and it's getting kind of late, and you know, I am such an incredible party animal, but I decided to take this day off and do some filming so I could give it to you. That was over dramatic and a complete lie because I have no life, no social life. So I'm happy to be home filming. Unfortunately, I'm not filming my Ipsy boxes because apparently both of them are lost into the ethers somewhere because the only two boxes that I get say they have been delivered, yet apparently there is no sign of them. The post office, which is the only place I can get my mail, may have lost them, or DHL may have actually not delivered them. It is a mystery. I'm working on it, but I count on those two things to be able to have some fun content. Have a lot of creative ideas. I really, really do. I know this is very long-winded for an opening, but you guys are used to it, I think. I have all of these ideas, all of these stories, all of these things I want to do, and then something happens to my brain and it's like, I don't have the energy to do them. Well, I have the energy to do this, so because I do want to talk about some products that I've been loving, some that I haven't been, some that I love but won't be paying the full price for, and I'm going to look forward to your thoughts later. In other words, this is a favorites and fails video. So there is lots for me to go over. I mean, for goodness sakes, hold on. I'm going to hold this up because you can see how absurd this is. I like find products that I like or dislike, whatever. I throw them in here. And then this winds up sitting around for weeks until I get the oomph that I need to actually go and film. The funny thing is, this video, the first 7 minutes I was talking about products, and then I was talking about them so much that I said they need their own video. I got products from City Beauty, and I thought I could just talk about them for like 3 minutes or so or less, but there was so much in depth that I want to go into as far as what I think about the colors and the ingredients that I'm going to make it its own like 8-minute video. I think I said that correctly. So I had heard so much about the NYX, what is it called? The fat oil? Is that what it's called? It has some other script in here, but I can't read it. This one is in Mist Cool. There were very few of these left on the shelf, and I thought it was going to be sheer enough that I could get away with this color. You can see it on my lips now. It doesn't look bad in the mirror now, but for some reason, like when I wear it out into like the world, when I actually leave my cave, I don't like the way it looks on me. I think it's a little bit too red. It has that popular thick doe foot applicator that's kind of fuzzy, but the problem is that it pops out, and when this is full, just like all of the other things, it kind of splatters all over the place. So you can see it does have some pigment to it. Maybe it's just the wrong color for me. I would have probably bought a lighter color if they were available. And it just left a negative impression on me because of the color. If I do link them below, they're going to be magic links, which means I get a commission if you purchase through those links. That was a lot of words to get out there. Since we're going through lip products, I don't know if I've mentioned this before because I have no memory, but I have to say that the ColourPop Every Night lip masks, they have different ones for different collections. This one happens to be the Rudolph collection. It smells pepperminty. I like it a lot. I do believe that this is obviously going to be cheaper than the Laneige, if I can get the words out of my mouth. They're very comfortable. This one is slightly pigmented, but it just gives a little hint of something if I want to wear it in the daytime. You don't have to only wear these overnight. We definitely purchase this again. I really, really, really need to catch up on new releases and even stuff that's been out a while. I just went onto the site. They have watermelon, strawberry, coconut, and the newest thing is a freaking Pokeball. Oh my goodness. Probably over the Laneige. I found this in something when I was unpacking. I don't know how this got buried somehow. This is Hemp's. It is strawberry cheesecake, delicious body lotion. That describes it well. I had no idea that something could smell So incredibly good. Yes, it smells like strawberries. Yes, it smells like cheesecake, but oh yeah, did I mention it's a bit excited. Did I mention, oh my goodness, that it comes out a little bit quickly. It's on the thinner side, but it really does do a nice job. And now, now that I have all of this over my hands, as I talk to you, I'm just going to work it in. Let's just stick to body stuff for a moment. For the Ipsy Boxy Charm Company, they had been offering a lot of JLo products. We got them in our boxes, and then they had a bunch of them that were on sale in the shop. These guys, retail price, I'm going to say it's stupidly expensive, and I think that they have the high price tag because obviously it has a celebrity name. I was very happy to receive them in my box, and then several months ago be able to purchase a couple of products because I was very curious. This is the JLo Body Hydrating Body Cream. This one is a little bit on the thicker side, and it's a little luminous. As you can see, first you're supposed to use the serum. Tighten & Tease Ultimate Body Serum. I mostly use this on my thighs and on my calves with the hopes that it will do something. I do think that it has some nice ingredients, so I just think that you have to use these super consistently. I was glad to be able to try it, you know, in the boxes and or the sales and whatever. I found another really good drugstore mascara. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but this is the CoverGirl Lash Plumping Mascara. Now, the interesting thing is, I'm wearing it today. I topped this on top of one of my new favorite primers, which is the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer. I hadn't used it before today with this. Normally, I wear it alone. What I like about it is, now remember, let me preface this, I have very long lashes with a decent thickness. When I wear this, what I liked about it was it didn't clump. It definitely separated and absolutely lengthened because it lengthened my lashes even more than they are. And I also like that I can put on another coat without it clumping. I find it difficult a lot of times with certain mascaras that I can't do a second coat. With the one coat, it's not natural. You can tell you have mascara, but it's not dramatic. That was the word I was looking for. With the two coats, and I usually try to put the two coats on the outside, so it's a little thicker here, it still doesn't clump, and it adds a little bit more drama. The weird thing is, this is a very white primer. I don't know if you've seen this or if you saw my other video using it. You absolutely see it on your lashes, but it's nice that it does get covered up. I don't like what this did on top of this primer. It's not like it looks bad, it looks good, but my eyelashes don't look as dramatic as they did when I used this alone. It's a phenomenon that I don't understand, but that was my experience with those two. So I will probably continue to use this with other mascaras and just continue to use two coats of this one alone, which may be really beneficial for some other people. I rediscovered this palette, again, one that I've received in my box. So much of my makeup is obviously products that I've received in my boxes. This is from Eloise Cosmetics, and it's called the Secret Garden 3D Blush Glow Palette. Now, packaging is beautiful. I love the aesthetic of it. It's your typical cardboard packaging. These colors scared me when I first opened them. At the time, I didn't prefer glowy blushes, and these were bright colors. Believe it or not, I can wear these colors. And because I have really been enjoying more glowy blushes, do you see how things change as far as the things that you like? I have lotion on my hand, obviously. Those are the 4 colors. You can make them as strong as you want because they are on the pigmented side, but I've gone in with a lighter hand, mixing between the 2 sometimes, or 4 rather. This one has that multicolored look to it, and now we're in the beginning. I shied away from this palette. I've really been enjoying it tremendously. I know so much of this video I'm going to have to edit out because I've been a disaster area tonight. So I am going through my foundations, really trying to whittle down as to what I like and what I don't like. My skin has changed drastically, and those foundations that look good on me before no longer are. I definitely like the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I do have to be careful because sometimes it will look pretty decent and other times it will get cakey as all heck. I don't know whether it is the application, whether it's the primer, whether it is my skincare that day. It's just so many. It's not just this one. There are so many foundations that is happening with lately that I really can't make a determination. This is one of the ones that works the most consistently for me, at least. So this one is staying. This one I've had a really long time and it's kind of almost finished, but I went to put it on today. Now, could it be the age? It's not hugely old. It doesn't smell bad, but it didn't work on my skin anymore. This is the Revlon Candid Foundation. They called it new at that time. Maybe it was. This one is in 210 Natural Ochre. I liked that it had a pump. It is a little bit thicker than that Charlotte Tilbury, and yet to me it's still... Let me turn this down slightly. I don't know if that helps. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit better. It's maybe just a little bit yellow. In this lighting, it's hard to tell. This worked at one time, or else I wouldn't have gone through all of this and only have this much left because my skin's changed so much in just the last 4 years that I'm going to let this one go. I can say that this Good Apple foundation, which I also got on sale in one of the Ipsy or BoxyCharm pop-up thingies, this I had trepidations about because sometimes with cream foundations, they don't necessarily work on me. It is a very silicone-y foundation. Now, all over my face, this does not work. And I have to make sure that I'm wearing a silicone primer underneath it so that it works together. You can see on my hand how nice it blurs everything. This works great for spot, almost like concealing. I love it over here because it glides across my cheeks really nicely. Where it doesn't work is so much around here. And then sometimes I find when I'm trying to like blend it, I can't rub it or else it moves it around too much and will disturb. Yeah, that's disturbing. Other products and may not mix with my skincare. I would love not to have to use certain products for only different things on certain halves of my face. Okay, I had bought this palette. This is from Trend Beauty. It's called In Real Love. It's very cute packaging. Now, I can say a couple of things. The metallics are really not bad. They have, you know, decent pigmentation. I especially like this like blue color. They're very pretty. They're icy, they're frosty. What I had a problem with was the mattes. They were very powdery and didn't have a lot of pigmentation. Now, I even have here's that color in the pan, okay? Very vibrant. And even though I have cream on my hand, the color just doesn't apply well. It kind of, on my eyes, fluffed away and then did not blend well whatsoever. And this green, yeah, look, watch as I try to blend out. It's weird how it just patches and disappears. I'm going to do one swatch. Now you saw how other things swatched on my hand with the lotion. It's hard to describe. It blends away to nothing and it fluffs away to nothing, especially when you're using a brush. You might be saying, okay, those are the bright colors, sometimes hard to formulate. Even my standard colors that I will use all of the time, like I thought these would be great because these are definitely colors that I use. Of course, I just picked them up a metallic by accident. Yeah, those are the mattes. Now, sometimes when things swatch, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to perform poorly on your eyes. But this was, I think, a $3.50 palette. If you remember correctly, I remember, I know, shocking, but I do. Said I bought it because I wanted to see how a $3.50 palette of this size and this brand performed. You're getting a lot of colors for $3.50. I think it was probably more expensive. But think about like e.l.f. shadows, ooh, itchy nose, the 4-pan palettes that are $3. They are much, much better quality. I will keep it solely because I do like the metallics. They don't last as long as I would like. Maybe I'm just picky. Look, even this chocolate brown, I don't pick apart things often. I always will give things a fair opportunity. This may be great for some people, but remember, this is just my opinions, my experience solely. That doesn't invalidate anyone else's. I'm wearing this Give Beauty eyeliner. It is in black. They call it spiderweb. It's very nice. It goes on my waterline very nicely, glides across my eyelids very nicely. It is definitely a deep black. I like that it's a pencil. It's more of a gel pencil instead of a drier formula. And look, she sticks around. I'm rubbing now. If I rub, it does come off, but it's not going to rub off if you just sometimes touch your eyes, which I always inevitably do. We were talking about body creams before, and I'm so glad to be talking about these because now I can take them out of that gosh darn basket and put them back where they are supposed to be. This is the Kopari Ultra Restore Body Butter. This, of course, I got in one of my boxes, and hold on. Is this the one that has... Wait, imagine if this is not the right one. I know one of these. It comes in a recyclable thing. Oh, yeah, it is this one. Imagine I'm like breaking something because I had something in my mind. I'm not going to take it out now. But this inner part with the lotion in it, you can recycle. And then you have this separate thing. This is on the thicker side. This is lovely. This is a long-lasting lotion. It has a floral smell, which you know I despise. But if I use it on my legs, I'm not... I'm sorry, I had this thought. Like a cat bending over and grooming her legs so that she's going to smell it. That's a weird analogy to make, isn't it? If they had a different scent and I didn't have any more lotion, absolutely one I would buy. Another shocker, although it's so funny because if you are an 80s girl and remembers Noxzema, this is the Pacifica Vegan Collagen Recovery Body Butter. It's Noxzema. It's not meant to clear your skin. This also has, I think, a slightly floral smell to it. But it even has like that thing, that color that Noxzema used to do. I used to put Noxzema on my sunburns all of the time. This has a definite glowy appearance to it. It does melt. It doesn't stay that chunky weirdness. It completely melts out. It feels wonderful. I had to jump in here really quickly because I was not expressing what I was trying to say correctly. It's not like Noxzema with those ingredients, but it has that texture and feel like Noxzema did. Also, that luminosity on your skin. And I will absolutely buy this one over the Kopari because it is only $18. The experience and the effects that you get from it are both enjoyable. My hands are going to be the softest that you've ever known from anyone, every time, anywhere. That came out wrong. And this is glass. That other one is plastic, so you can definitely recycle this and that. You know, it's so funny. These have been sitting so gosh darn long in the basket that I forgot which one doesn't work. I'm pretty sure it's this one because there's a lot left in it. But this is the Acure Radically Rejuvenating SPF Day Cream in SPF 30. And it also has vitamin C. I think this is the one that does not work well underneath my makeup. I think. And this is the Elta MD Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This one doesn't have a lot left in it. So did I use this one more? And this one does work underneath my makeup. See, this is what happens when I get scatterbrained. I'm going to have to set these aside along with this one, which is or is this the one that doesn't work underneath my makeup? This is the Ever Eden SPF Premium Mineral Sunscreen Lotion. I like the concept of it clipping to your bag. Spoiler alert, none of the three actually work underneath my makeup, and it's very disappointing. I'll have to use them for something else. The only ones that I like are the Fenty and the Meaningful Beauty. Those work wonderfully underneath makeup. It has a slight tint to it. It has that sunscreen smell, which I actually happen to like. It's pilling up immediately. Maybe this is the one that doesn't work. It's so hard. I don't want to try these things during the day before I have to go to work because it can be a disaster and it's going to make me late for work. This one was very surprising. I'm just so sad. I forgot that I think they are going out of business, or they already have, because you can't order online at their website. There might be some still floating around, but it's really sad because I really like them. I'm going to keep talking about body lotions. This is from The Body Shop, and it's the Moringa Body Butter. Very, very thick. The Bobbi Brown highlighter, this one is in, oh, it's just called the highlighting powder. Wait, Pink Glow. I mentioned this in another video. I do like this. It's very subtle, and sometimes, you know, I like subtle. Unlike today, I, for some reason, decided that I wanted to put on a green highlighter, which was very intense. And why can't I open this? Oh, it would help if I, yeah, okay. And then I decided to put on a blue purpley highlighter. Let me, you know what, let me show you that first. This is from Sephora. I got it quite a while ago, called the Holographic Face and Cheek Palette. This one is kind of a pink iridescent. I threw some of that on top of the green. You see, I mean, it's a standard, just like so many of them. This one I thought was unique, a purple one. I threw some of that on today, you know, just because. This is an icy white with a slight hint of green, so I could have thrown that on top of the other one. I tried on the Hocus Pocus highlighter that's like huge. It's like the size of this freaking thing. I'll never ever go through it. Now let me get into the Bobbi Brown highlighter. It has this bronzy color and then that icy white, and I thought the combination of the two of them would be beautiful. I use this in one of my Get Readies with me. Absolutely love the pattern on there. Only thing I wish is that the distribution of the icy white and that pinky bronze was a little bit more uniform. That white should have been scattered throughout there. So I'm going to rub my finger over the icy part by itself, and then over the bronze part by itself. There's the white, there is the mix, and there's the bronze by itself. You can definitely see that there is a slight distinction, especially with the white one, between. So if the white was really distributed throughout, I think you'd get a really nice one. Now if I want more of that color, I kind of have to go like swirling in that little section. I also rediscovered my Fenty Eavesdrop foundation. Now the color is wrong for me. I don't think it was before, but now it is for some reason. It's a little bit too on the yellow side. It's very thin. I had stopped using it for a while because it didn't work, but I am liking it now. Of course, as I said, I do have to neutralize it with my blue LA Girl. Everything these days just seems so yellow on me. And actually, I would rather go lighter with a foundation and deepen it up with some powders than have to try to lighten a foundation. Because if you've ever tried to lighten a foundation from your neck and your face, like in my Essence video where I couldn't see properly, well, that was a disaster. So now that I have this and I'm liking it again, there's about half of it left. I'm going to be using the neutralizer, which is still a pain in the butt, but I'm going to get some use out of it again. This is the Araceli liner, and although it goes on my waterline very nicely and on my top lid very nicely, and it is dark, so it's pigmented. Of course, there we go. It does migrate down here, and I wind up having to do this throughout the day, and that's a little bit disappointing. Okay, this is really nice. This is from In Beauty, their Face Glaze Bronze. Even though it looks super duper dark, it's really not, because once you blend it out, it blends out nicely, and then I just put my foundation on top of it. It adds a nice amount of glow. This one does have some nice ingredients, which maybe some of the others don't highlight any particular ingredient base. So you know, I was on my quest to find an eye makeup remover to replace my beloved Clinique Take the Day Off eye makeup remover. So I bought the Essence waterproof eye makeup remover, and then I bought the oil-free eye makeup remover from Neutrogena. They both do a decent job. I think even though this one doesn't say it removes waterproof, I think this one does a teeny tiny bit better job than the Essence. There is definitely a price difference between the two. They are both biphase, so this is what it looks like when you mix them. They work pretty well, I have to say. Sometimes I have to work a little bit harder with these than I would with others. The Toy Factory one that I have works extremely well, even easier than these two. But these are, of course, much more reasonable. So they take a little bit more effort, but they're decent. But they will never replace my Clinique. But sometimes you have to make the compromise and make things work when other things are too expensive. I know I've mentioned this before, but remember, I'm pulling products out to see what I really think. This is the Huda Beauty lip balms. They have that beautiful, sparkly on the outside, all of them. They're all different colors. None of them really have any colors. They're all the same thing. The sparkly does absolutely nothing. They're just aesthetically pretty. They're nice for underneath my lipstick to give a smooth base. I don't think they're super hydrating. I wouldn't call them a lip balm as in something that's going to last very long. They're pretty. They have magnetic packaging. They were expensive, I think like $25. I got these when they were like, I don't know, she does like 80% off sale sometimes. They're pretty to look at. I will use them up. I wouldn't go purchase them again. These I have gotten more into. In the beginning, I didn't really like them all. I have several of them. This is a lifter gloss from Maybelline, and this is in 011. I pulled this out, and I have actually been enjoying it. It has not an overwhelmingly sweet smell. It's not that huge fat one, but it does have a nice little dip on the top. It has a gel silicone type feel. This one does have a bit of a pepperminty taste. And look, I mean, I didn't think I would like the color, or I thought I didn't like the color, but I actually do. It is slightly metallic, but not overly, and because it's sheer and it's so comfortable. What does this remind me of? Hold on. It's reminding me of the Lottie London Oil Slick. It has that same type of feeling. This one doesn't have a taste. This one does, which I really am enjoying. This, I cannot believe how much I love this. I just don't think I had the right colors. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. I always had like the browns and the bronzes, and I just think those colors didn't work on me. This one is in Bed of Roses. I have been grabbing for this so often during the week. Look at that gorgeous color. It has just the right of metallic, and the color in itself is beautiful. And when I'm a rush, which is, you know, most days, these days, I can't get my ass out of bed, so I am constantly in a rush. I'll draw it all over my eyes, and I'll take my finger and I'll just pat it, and I will usually bring it up to my brow bone and diffuse it out here. Sometimes I'll throw like a quick thing of liner across. Most of the time I'll just throw on some mascara, and that's it. These definitely last. They're not overbearing. You can be sloppy with at least this particular color, which makes it so quick, convenient, and easy. And I'm so sad that I had so many of these that I never reached for, solely because I just didn't like the colors. They always used to send the mini ones that were those bronzy golds, and the bronzy golds just don't look good on me. It's okay. Not every color is, but I'm so happy that I got this one in one of my boxes. This one, it's actually on my eyes today. The problem is, it's not an eye thing, and I was wondering why when I put it on my brow bone, why it was so sticky. I'm like, well, that's interesting. That's because it's meant for your lips. This is from Girl Lactic, and it's called their 3-in-1 Lipstick Balm. I haven't tried to sharpen this yet, but it is sharpenable. It's very sticky, especially for when you use it on your eyes. Now, it is really, really sparkly. I put it on, and it does give... Here, let me show you. I think if you were to use this maybe in the center of your lips for matte lipstick or something, but it's not just shimmery, it is actually glittery, and which is why I thought it was like one of the caviar sticks type of thing for your eyes. I can tell you that it does look really good as a brow bone thing, but this is the Natasha Denona Light Affected Highlighter. I can't even remember if I've spoken about this before. I may have used it in a Get Ready With Me. I got this in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. Aesthetically, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It does have a mirror that I never took the cellophane off of, that it says ND. It is beautifully textured, embossed rather, by the way. You can see that there. When you look at it in the pan, it's definitely shifty. It goes kind of from a green to a pink and some silver in there. I don't know how they took the picture of this that they show, where it shows like the 3 stripes of the holographic or trichrome or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go across the 3 sections and let's see what happens. There's how it looks. It doesn't look any different to me. Is there any difference between the 3? I'm going to turn down my lights again. Okay. Those are the 3. This is the bottom, this is the middle, this is the top. I can't tell in my viewfinder, but I will be very curious to see what you think there. So now let me rub my whole finger across it, which is honestly what you're going to do when you put it on with a brush, right? And there it is on the bottom, rubbing my finger across. I can't wait to get into editing. That was one of the main complaints from everyone who bought this or tried it, whatever. I think it's a beautiful highlighter. This little cutie patootie palette from Cab Cosmetics, normally I think Cab Cosmetics is very overpriced, and I'm not the biggest fan of their contour palette because most of it is not useful to me. But this little guy was very cute. It performed fairly well. The color story is absolutely gorgeous. There are the 2 shimmers down there, and on top of the highlighter are the 2 colors. It is just a very quick and easy look. Not much you have to think about because the colors are a little bit deeper. You do have to be the slightest bit careful when you're blending, especially if you don't want to go overboard, because then it's going to be taking more time and it defeats the purpose of a quick and easy palette. But it's definitely something that I like. It will never top my favorite little quad from Colourpop. Perfect story, perfect quick and easy palette for me. That will never, I don't think, be outdone, if you know what I mean. Well, my friends, that is unfortunately it. Unfortunately for me because I have so much more to go through, and unfortunate because I know that I'm going to be cutting out at least 75% of this video because I just ramble about nothing most of the time. But I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me and hanging out with me. You are all amazingly wonderful. I am so incredibly grateful for you guys. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.